What's up, guys? We're back. It's been a minute. Not gonna lie to you, have a little fever. Not gonna let that stop me. Got the corona test locked. I'm safe. Today we're gonna talk to Jake Paul. Today we're gonna have a little Nintendo love letter for you. This is all new. You're wondering what's going on with this. This is the EarlyLate Show. A whole new concept. That's why we've been gone for so long. We had to rebrand. We're gonna start you off with something that you know, that you're used to. A monologue. News. You know me talking to you about the stuff that's going on in gaming. I'm gonna start off with Nintendo, who shat the bed dramatically with the OLED Switch, but no, like, fuck it. So let me skip that one. Steam Deck. Let me start off with the Steam Deck. Another handheld. The Steam Deck, you might have heard. We might put a video right around here somewhere, or a picture. It's a handheld with both the sticks up here, and it's from Valve, and lets you play your entire Steam library. It lets you install Windows, Game Pass, Stadia, Epic. You can dock it. You can emulate the Switch games. You can do anything you can not do on a Switch. Meanwhile, the Switch has a kickstand and an OLED screen. So Razer have something up their sleeve for us. You might remember from our old YouTube channel, the Project Hazel is now called the Project Zephyr. It's a mask that filters your air. It's a mask with an anti-fog system. It's a mask that lights up. So if your neon keyboard and your lighting up mouse and your neon desktop are not protecting your virginity, this mask is gonna do it for you, trust me. An Airbender RPG, Avatar the Last. I'm not gonna do that. How does it go? Hold on. No, it's not gonna, I'm not gonna do that. Avatar the Last Airbender. In this RPG that we've all been waiting for, that was kickstarted to 4 million in just a matter of fucking days. You can do anything you ever wanted to do in the Avatar universe. You can play in the Kyoshi era, in the Roku era, in the Aang era, in the Korra era. You can be a bender, a non-bender, a martial artist. You can be a tech savant. This RPG is limitless. And it's also on tabletop, so who the fuck really cares? This one's close to the heart because I've been a Marvel and DC fan all my life, and believe it or not, there's going to be a live action Black Batman. Jeffrey Wright, Duke Winston, Black Batman for HBO Max and for Spotify, which are both fucking podcasts, man. So that's the only time you can get a Black Batman up in this bitch is when they're on audio only and you can't even see the motherfucker, and racists still gonna complain, can we cut? But they changed the backstory. Batman Daddy went out to go get some milk and ended up in jail. We're down to the last one. Speaking of Batman, we're talking to a bad man. A man who knocked out the third smallest basketball player of all time. A man who knocked out a 35-year-old overweight man with a handicap. A man who did not get his smarts, his wits, or his charm from his big brother, so we had to respect him for making something out of nothing. We're talking to a man whose lyrical prowess was seen on the song It's Everyday Bro. We're gonna talk to Jake motherfucking Paul. Let's go. Jake, bro, I will shake your hand, but you know social distancing does. How you doing, man? Good to have you on the EarlyLate Show. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you for having me back. You look good, man.
Yeah, no, you know, just a little, you know, summer shape and that. Tried to be in your next fight, actually, but I haven't had my hip replacement yet. All right, bro, listen, before we talk about the Woodley fight, we gotta talk about your other shit, because you keep it busy, dog. Some people actually call your songs music. How do you feel about that? Because it's more like noise. Like when the teacher used the chalk and it's like squeaking. It's not like that. It's like when you put a cat in a mixer and it dies. Loud. Man, so listen, Jake Paul being Jake Paul, you know, a lot of people don't like you. Does that bother you ever?
People have a target on my back, I think, more than a lot of other celebrities in the world. And it's just about knowing that, understanding that, and like staying out of trouble.
So for you, it's more like motivation than anything.
I just think of, you know, the things that people said about me on Twitter, in the comments, on the interviews. And so it drives me to be the best version of myself and to work even harder.
I thought you would say something like that. So we prepared a clip. Maybe it's just extra motivation for you. I'll play it for you.
Who are you interviewing?
Jake Paul.
Is that Logan's brother?
Yeah, I hate that guy. Fucking cunt. Think he has a small penis. All right, does it ever bother you, right? Let's talk about your brother for a second. Logan fucking Paul.
Yeah.
tall, handsome, successful, money, influential, international superstar, fought Floyd Mayweather, and then you fought the guy with the hip replacement. I know we got Tyron first, but looking beyond Tyron, who you gonna fight next?
There's a whole list of other names that I'm going after.
Connor, you do Connor next. You should fight Connor next. Well, his legs are broken. Our left field question, would you fight me?
I don't want to fight a loser.
Okay, why are you calling me a loser? We're having a respectful conversation. Why you calling me a loser, though?
Look, you just gotta watch your back and make.
Okay, no, but that's just
smart.
You cross the line, dog.
Some of my friends are UFC fighters.
Okay, that's a threat. That's a threat.
I'm gonna make
that's
you
a
my
threat.
bitch.
That's a threat right there.
Promise that.
You're a
I was gonna talk to you about Tyron Woodley, man, and promote your fight.
bitch.
Logan, what's up?
Yeah, okay, call Logan. Call your
means
brother.
you don't
Call your
wanna
brother. See,
lose to a
people
fucking
whoop your
YouTuber.
ass anyway.
Scared.
I'll whoop your ass.
Jesus
You. Let Tyron Jake Paul. Fucking asshole, man, bro. What a fucking asshole. So rude. It's just disrespectful. It's off camera, behind his back. Everybody calls someone a cunt behind their back. I call Thomas a cunt all the time. It's not a big deal. Everybody does it. It's just the Paul brothers are disrespectful. They're rude. They're assholes. We're not having a Paul brother on show again. From now on, it's all respectful, guys. Like our next piece. In love, in respect to one of gaming's greatest, Nintendo.
How did people cream their pants over this? Seriously, this. Pokemon Arceus doesn't just sound like arse, it looks worse than a PlayStation 3. Actually, fuck that, worse than a PlayStation 2 game. And if you don't believe me, here's a side-by-side comparison. Now, the PlayStation 2, mind you, was active until 2006, and the Nintendo Switch was released in 2017, with Pokemon set for 2021. Since then, we've gone from this phone to this. So how the fuck does the latest Nintendo game look like this? I can't accept it, I won't accept it. In fact, that's why this one's going to be called Fuck Nintendo, You Suck Now. Alright, time to go all Attenborough. The year is 1889. Nintendo is founded. It's also the same year that Red Dead Redemption 2 takes place. I know, fuck me, right? Nintendo was making Hanafuda cards at the time and was far removed from the innovative powerhouse of gaming it would eventually become, and even further removed from the lazy-ass cunts that are trying to cash in on Pokemon Arceus and sell the Nintendo Switch OLED with a fucking LAN plug. I mean, seriously, a fucking LAN plug. Wow, yeah, fuck you, Nintendo. Anyway, 1889, founded. Now fast forward a century for me real quick. Now can we please stop right about here? No, not there. Although that actually was the dawn of the sex tape era and OnlyFans, but rewind a little for me, there we are. 1989, the Game Boy. I guess Toy Boy was a little on the nose for them, but questionable naming aside, the Game Boy was a revolution. Yes, Nintendo used to stand for something. Nintendo was video games. The Nintendo Entertainment System cornered 70% of the gaming market and made billions at a time when only Bill Gates did. Then the Game Boy came and essentially brought that very nest into your hands. It allowed cool gamers to game whenever, wherever, like Shakira, and when I say cool gamers, I do mean cool gamers. Yeah, breaking eggs and baking cake while gaming. Standard stuff. So the Game Boy was a fucking revolution, and the tip of the innovation that was Nintendo's dominant grip on gaming. A grip that started with the Nintendo Entertainment System, which brought home consoles to the forefront at a time when arcades dominated. Years later, the Nintendo 64 brought us some of the greatest gaming classics, like Ocarina of Time, Mario 64, Super Smash Bros, and Superman 64. We got the revolutionary controller with the back button, and from there, the creative, innovative ways carried over into the GameCube controller and turned flat-out revolutionary with the Wii, the DS, and its stylus, and ultimately, the Nintendo Switch. While other companies were repeating controller after controller after controller, Nintendo was fearless, daring, colourful, reinventing itself system after system, saying fuck off to convention and changing the perception of what gaming could be, should be, and can be. Simply put, Nintendo could do no wrong. Iconic gaming franchises with gameplay at the forefront, reminding us at every step and turn of what gaming is supposed to be. Fun. No, you don't have to get headshot after headshot, show tits or ass, or be try-hard, cringe, cool, dark, edgy. Nintendo was the Tinder date with the winning personality, with humour and depth. This, in fact, was what Nintendo stood for. quality. The Switch then was the perfect combination of everything that was Game Boy, the Wii and the N64 long before them all. A console handheld hybrid that we've been dick riding long since its release in 2017. Its games were everything we loved about Nintendo, brought into a new era, and we collectively creamed over Breath of the Wild and the way it forever transformed open world adventuring. And to prove me right, this system was sold out all through COVID, 3 years after its release, and despite the next PlayStation and Xbox being around. Naturally, we were all waiting with bated breath for the Switch Pro. What could this revolutionary company that's been driving innovation ever since Hanafuda cards in 1889 come up with next? How could they top the transcending pieces of hardware that define their company now? I mean, fuck it. We didn't even ask for revolution anymore because we were so orgasmically satisfied with how their relationship had been going. So utterly and thoroughly pleased that we just wanted the same old Switch with a mere 4K upgrade. It was a layup for you, Nintendo. Communication was clear. Our desires were disclosed. The next step of this relation was outlined. The need agreed upon. Pokemon, the franchise of all franchises, was due for that trademark Nintendo revolution. We forgave you for the last couple of entries because we knew you were working on something bigger and better. Better wasn't even an option. It wasn't a thought that crossed our mind because we knew that we were headed up and away, and with a new Pokemon on a new Switch that was sure to eclipse all that came before it. And then you gave us this with a fucking LAN plug. Fuck you, Nintendo. I want to see other people.
Nintendo, bro, before you regret sending us some free games, remember, this is a much more of a what you could be than a we hate you letter. We still love you and your potential. And speaking of love, for real, to everybody out there watching, man, sticking around for the whole 10 minutes, coming back after all this time off, we love you. We appreciate you for watching. Hit that subscribe because we've been gone so long, the subscribers are dead. Ring that bell so you don't forget that every 2 weeks we're going to do this for you. We're going to be right here with you on the dot. Promise. Fucking adventure that we're on together. All right, let's go.